Can you see that? That is my back door, all full of smudges and fingerprints.
So, I know that was kind of an odd way to start this video, but I do have a point. You see, I have a really nice view out my back window, but unfortunately, I don't always appreciate it as much as I should, because when I look out, instead of seeing all the beautiful things on the other side of the glass, I'm kind of focused in on those smudges and kind of get down on myself for not being able to keep that glass clean. And you know, of course, I could have clean windows, right? Just get out the Windex, clean it off. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, sometimes I do that, like when company's coming over. But most of the time, when the thought crosses my mind, oh, you know, I really should clean the glass, immediately a second thought comes in. And that one says, you know, with 3 kids and 2 dogs, that's only going to stay clean for like 5 minutes, so why even bother? See, I stop myself from taking the action because I really don't believe that it's going to get me what it is that I'm after. I just don't have confidence that I'm going to be able to do it. All right, now hang with me because I promise this will tie in with this week's exercise challenge. But first I need to give you another story. About 4 years ago, I was pretty much convinced that the farthest I could run was 5 miles. I would run about 3 miles a couple times a week, sometimes 3 days a week. And sometimes if I had a little extra time on my hands on a Sunday, I would go out and run 5 miles, but it was a huge effort for me. Well, one day I was running along on a Sunday morning and I was crossing paths with this woman that I had seen out running in our area all the time. And she stopped me and she said, "Hey, I've been looking for a running partner. Would you like to go for a run sometime?" Well, I knew right then and there that she was out of my league. I mean, I saw her running constantly. I thought there's no way I could keep up. So I said, "Well, I don't know. How far do you usually run?" And she said, "Well, right now I'm training for a marathon." And I thought, yep, exactly what I thought, out of my league. So I told her, "Well, you know, the most I ever run is about 5 miles. And she said, "Oh, that's okay. We'll get you running further if you want to." So it took me about 2 weeks to get up the nerve, but I gave her a call and we went out for a run. And I would say probably about 6 miles that first day. And the only time we could really get together was Sunday mornings. So it was really just once a week that we were running. The next week, we ran about 8 miles. The next week, close to 10. And then the next week, which was just a month into this, we ran about 11 or 12 miles. And it's not the fact that it was 11 or 12 miles that is so amazing, but we ran to the fire tower. There is this mountain out where I live. It is about a 3-mile climb. Not straight up, but hey, 3 miles of incline while running is tough no matter what. And then you get to the top and you go across the top another 1.5 miles or so and you come to this old abandoned fire tower. And I had been to this place quite a few times going hiking with different people. And I always thought, man, that was like such a massive, hard, difficult hike. And here it was, I had run to the fire tower and back. And it like stopped me in my tracks throughout the day. I'd be going about my business. All of a sudden I'd be like, oh my gosh, I ran to the fire tower today. Holy crap, I ran to the fire tower. And it was amazing to me that I had actually done that. And I did celebrate the fact and was proud of it, but kind of right on the heels of that thought was, oh my gosh, you sure wasted a lot of time believing you could only run 5 miles. And the thing of it is, you know, this story is not just about me and my running, okay? What it is this. We sometimes just limit ourselves. We have a certain way of thinking. It's been our experience. We're just in this conditioned pattern. And sometimes you just need to break out of that and realize that you can do so much more. And a lot of times it takes another person to do that. For me, it was my friend Sherry, who is now probably the best friend I have in the world. That was just the beginning of all kinds of great stuff. But I couldn't see it for myself. But for somebody else to just break that pattern for me and show me a different way, it was amazing. So what I want you to do this week for your exercise challenge is to pick something that you don't think you can do. It could be walking or running farther or faster than you have. It could be lifting a certain weight, whatever. You think about what you think your current limits are and then pick something more. You can say, do 10 push-ups now, go for 15. And you know what? I know you'll be able to do it. And the reason I know, sure, my own experience, but all of these people that I've trained over the years that totally blow my mind, doing things that they don't think is possible. I have Valerie. She came to me wanting to get stronger, wanting to see some definition in her muscles. The most she had ever tried to press for a chest press with dumbbells was 15 pounds. She thought that was her max. About a month later, she was pushing 30-pound dumbbells. There is Emery. I remember talking to him on the phone for the first time, and we were discussing that we were going to start training together, and he said, now, nothing too strenuous for an old man, okay? And I was just kind of having like a wicked little evil smile to myself saying, yep, okay, Emery. You should see this guy running on the streets in the heat, dripping sweat, coming into the weight room, making a pile of sweat on my floor. He didn't know what he was capable of, but it blows my mind. And Donna, I've told you about her before with her captain's chair crunches. She's up to 20 of them now, and before she didn't think she could do one. So I know this is possible. I want to be your Sherry Cook who tells you that there is more out there, more that you can do. You just have to try. So why do I want you to do this for the exercise challenge this week? Well, believe it or not, it goes back to the whole Windex and glass thing. You will never take action if you don't believe. And there is a strong and capable person on the other side of that glass that you will never step into being if you keep focusing on the smudges, which would be those nagging thoughts that keep telling you you can't do it, or you can only make this much effort, but you can't get there the whole way. And the best way to develop that belief in yourself is to start taking the little steps. Just go a little further, and once you're there, oh my gosh, you'll say, look what I can do. I think I can do a little bit more. That's the way it works. You need to step out and try. You need to challenge yourself. That's what this is all about. I can't wait to hear what you've done that you didn't think you could do, because I know it's going to happen.